What up? What's happening? Welcome into another DNVR Nuggets Pregame Lounge presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. We will bust that out a little later in the show. We'll get into some bets to preview this game. We will talk about one noticeable change on the DraftKings Sportsbook app relevant to you Denver Nuggets fans at home.
I'm very interested to find out what that might be.
Yeah, that's a dramatic undersell.
That's how you sell it. But first, a roll call. I'm your host, Brendan Vogt. No Adam Marias today. We are going to have Ryan Blackburn on, though, for the post-game show, so make sure you hang out with us for that, hopefully, Winners Lounge. I'm joined right now, though, by Harrison Wind, also known as the Peloton Prince.
Happy to be here, guys. First time in a while in the lounge.
First time, long time.
I'm being upstaged by D-Line Shoes, which he is inexplicably keeping out of the shot today,
Yeah, dude, those
for some reason
on the
when
camera.
he should be showing them off.
Yeah. I'm a Puma guy now. Michael Porter Jr. has sold it for me.
You're all in?
Yeah,
Just like
Eric.
That. Just like that. Look at me. They have a variety of colors. And I was explaining to both Harrison and Brendan, who immediately tamped down the idea that I realize me being the blank canvas for these shoes, not the best way to display them to the world, but they are very cool shoes.
You say that.
You're pulling them off.
Absolutely dig them.
I think you're rocking them.
I think they fit you actually very well.
Well, thank
You're
you, guys.
creative. Those are very creative shoes. I think it's a match made in heaven. I mean, if I'm being honest.
I couldn't feel any better about myself. Let's chip it away.
We got
shall
a lot to talk about today, guys. It's a fun sports weekend. Of course, it's March Madness. We're going to whip up our own brand of March Madness here a little later in the pregame show. But let's start where we always start. Go back to Harrison Wind for the game notes.
Yeah, same starters for Denver today versus New Orleans. Classic lineup of Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Michael Porter Jr., Paul Millsap, and Nikola Jokic. Monte Morris and Gary Harris are still out. A late add to the Nuggets injury report, though.
Oh, no.
D-line, shield your ears. Greg Whittington is questionable with knee soreness.
What is he doing? What is Greg Whittington doing?
And it must have been a riveting 3-on-3 game that he got banged up in, but we'll see if we get an update on his status anytime soon. For New Orleans, one notable name on the injury report, not Zion Williamson, Lonzo Ball will not play today. Is there an impending trade coming?
What you mean? Is that why they're holding Greg Whittington?
Where's the conspiracy hat? Where's the conspiracy hat when we need it? No, I'm just kidding. I don't think there's a trade coming or anything. He is just out today.
Dude, I think that there's a trade coming.
You can think that. Yeah.
Kale, where's that hat?
It's free
coming,
to think
dude.
that.
It's
I
coming,
don't
dude.
personally. But
What do you think?
not today. Maybe next Thursday. But
Lonzo just comes out on Denver's bench, just sitting there in street clothes. Yeah.
Surprise. Yeah, but Lonzo Ball's out today, which means their starting lineup looks a little different. The Pelicans are starting Eric Bledsoe, Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Okay.
If you don't know, he is the cousin of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's like a dollar store version of Shai.
Hold on. Is that true?
Yeah.
They just have a whole family of hyphenates?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's the relation.
It's
That's
just
the
like
common
everybody got
denominator.
together, but like nobody wants to be an actual family, so they're like, we're just going to keep all of our names, right? And just like...
Yeah, I respect it. Brandon Ingram, Steven Adams, and Zion Williamson. Here's what I'd watch for in terms of how the Nuggets are going to guard Zion tonight. I think we're going to see a bunch of zone from Denver.
Yeah.
Michael Malone even alluded to this in his pregame comments. They're probably going to play some zone. Denver's zone has fared well at times this year. Remember that Milwaukee game when it totally stifled Giannis onto the
They gave up so many wide open threes, though.
Yeah.
It was.
It totally
it worked,
stifled the Bucks. But Zion Williamson is leading the NBA in points in the paint per game.
Yeah, that
he's
sounds right.
averaging 19.4 points in the paint per game this season. 19.4. Number 2 in points in the paint per game,
Nikola Jokic.
Giannis. 17.4. So Giannis is averaging a bucket a game more than Giannis in the paint per game. So I think we're going to see a lot of zone. Paul Millsap's obviously going to get the first go at Zion today, not tonight. So, yeah, we'll see.
What do you think about that Millsap matchup with New Orleans? Obviously, Malone has been clear he's going to stick with this until Monte comes back. Been touch and go in some of these last few games. How does the traditional size sort of match up with New Orleans?
Paul Millsap is probably the Nuggets' best matchup on Zion. Probably the best, right?
And J. Mike, right?
And J. Mike is up there, too, as a decent matchup.
Are we going
I
to see
think.
MPJ on Zion at some point?
I don't think that's a matchup the Nuggets would
don't
want
want
to go
that.
to.
It might happen at times.
Zion draws so many fouls where I feel like that's just a foul or 2 or 3 waiting to happen.
He's going to go
very
through.
quickly.
That does feel like rapid succession.
Yeah.
He's going to go through Porter like a paper wall, dude. Yeah.
The thing with Zion is like when he's on the court and he has the ball in his hands, everybody watching, everybody in the building, everybody on the coaching staff knows he is going to the rim.
Right.
But still, nobody can stop him. That's the thing.
It's so
he
true.
just still gets to the rim
I know.
whenever he wants.
They're like, hey, the game plan is that he wants to score in the paint. So we just need to score more points than they do because we can't stop him.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the Pelicans' MO right now. They kind of had a mini December 15th moment where they moved Zion into like this point Zion role and they're running everything through him.
Zion.
He's running a ton of pick and rolls and they're an incredible offense now, but they can't stop anybody. Kind of like the 2016-17 Nuggets. So probably a little bit of a December 15th moment for them.
Yeah, I see where your head's at with that zone too, because Millsap's really there by default. They don't have guys to guard the Zions, the Giannis's. Let's keep it moving. We'll talk a little bit more about tonight's matchup through that betting segment. But let's get a move on here to this.
The feast de resistance.
This half-baked segment to end all half-baked segments.
Dude, I don't even think this is quarter-baked.
Yeah, we have cooked up a bracket here, guys, and we're going to find out who the top Nugget is. And if you're wondering at home what the criteria is for top Nugget,
we're curious.
So are we.
Yeah,
we haven't established it. There are absolutely no rules to this, so we're going to go one matchup at a time. We'll keep an eye on you in the comments section. And we'll just sort of figure out who deserves to advance here, guys. Let's start with an obvious matchup here.
Let's start with the champion, which is obviously Nikola Jokic.
I'm very
and then we'll
curious.
just figure out the rest of it.
Very curious to see where you guys go with this. Nikola Jokic versus the 8 seed Marcus Howard. Wind, what do you think?
Well, is this for
Exactly. Don't answer. You tell us.
That's up to you, baby.
You're going to ask a question that we won't have the answer to. So you could say, I mean, obviously this one's chalk. You can't. I mean, Marcus Howard hasn't really endeared himself to the Nuggets community at large. He hasn't made any baskets as far as I know.
He made a 3 last game.
He did make a 3. This is a little rough. Marcus Howard got it in the play-in. This is a stomping. There's Marcus Howard stands no chance, but it is the prohibitive favorite, Nikola Jokic. So
yeah, I'm not gonna look. I don't know if Marcus Howard would win a single matchup in this bracket, and that's not that he can't get there. He just no moments for the Nuggets yet.
Yeah, we got to move past.
So we'll
this
just
is
move
tough.
right on past it. This one is interesting though. I'm serious. It's interesting. We all know who the better player is, but top Nugget, MPJ or Vlatko?
Ooh, wow. See, this is where the dynamics really come into play.
Eric, what are you thinking?
So Vlatko is a cult favorite. He possesses a lot of things that you like for a human being to have. He's personable. He has a funny mustache. He looks like he sells insurance, but sometimes he can be a very effective basketball player. All that said, I'm going to go with MPJ.
Yeah. MPJ's probably the pick here. I think we maybe discount a little that Vlatko is actually a decent basketball player.
He is, and he also is the Jokic whisperer.
Yes, of course.
We have 2 Zekes on there.
I mean,
apparently, Kale. This bracket's a mess. I love it.
That's why
perfect.
Vlatko is still on the team. If
Look,
we're being quite honest.
Look, it's got to be MPJ year. It's the year of MPJ.
Yeah, Zeke Naji in here twice.
That's he's got a good chance. But listen, Vlatko's a fan favorite, also evolving into the Magic Johnson of garbage time, which I appreciate.
All right.
Okay, guys, Paul Millsap, RJ Hampton.
This is actually very interesting.
We got dad versus the youngest brother on the team.
Holy shit.
Just the most online Gen Z kid we got versus dad.
So let's talk about this because Paul Millsap has established himself as a very pivotal, he's just a, he's just a part of the Nuggets lore. He's dad.
Exactly, man.
But RJ Hampton, the young hot kid, don't you love RJ Hampton? Don't you love his energy? Don't you love his TikTok presence?
I could do without it if I'm being 100% honest.
Whose TikTok presence could you do with?
I could just do
question.
without TikTok in general. Actually, no. Brendan Vogt's TikTok presence.
Thank you.
I
At the DNVR
absolutely need in my life.
Oh,
check out that DNVR Sports TikTok.
Yo,
baby.
I'm seeing in the comments a lot of RJs.
Paul Millsap just He's going to go. I mean, Paul Millsap will forever be remembered as an underappreciated Denver Nugget. He will always be underappreciated.
Is he going to be underappreciated in this bracket?
It's maybe based on the comment section. Paul Millsap, he's going to go down. I think he should go down as an all-time Denver Nugget for what he's done for this organization.
What is it? Okay, so who is it? Who wins?
I think Paul Millsap.
I think it's got to be Paul Millsap.
Okay,
Are we in
Dad it
agreement?
is.
Dad's
Woo!
through. Woo.
Pulls it out.
He
Dad.
avoids the Loyola Chicago upset there. Okay.
Monte versus Zeke 1.
Yeah.
Do we want to replace one of the Zekes?
Yeah. Zeke 1 has to be Michael Malone. Or Zeke 2 has to be Michael Malone.
This one's Monte versus Zeke, though. What do you guys think?
Holy shnikes.
I mean, Mr. Nugget. I like.
It's
what
Mr.
Mr.
Nugget.
Nugget versus potential future Mr.
Yeah,
Nugget?
I mean, Zeke Nnaji. Is he ever going to be outgoing enough to be a Mr. Nugget? You need a
That's a good point.
bit of
I think you're right.
outgoingness.
I think you're like. Could you see him reaching out to new draftees the way Morris does every year, or new
yeah.
signees?
I don't know.
We're learning a lot about everyone's definition of what Mr. Nugget means. To me, Mr. Nugget means reliable. He's Mr. Reliable. And when I think about Zeke Nnaji, I think about a very reliable option. All that said, it's obviously Monte. He's Mr. Nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Nuggets have missed Monte Morris over these last few games. They really have. Like, to be honest.
I've
sure.
missed him.
Yeah.
In Monte, we trust.
The lot of Monte in the chat here. It's got to be the mayor chopper
Man, this
circle. Put him
thing's
through.
going pretty chalk
The
so
mayor
far.
of Chopper
Through.
circle.
Yeah, who could have seen that?
This is
All right,
straight
guys.
chalk right
well,
now.
if you're looking for an upset, let's move on to a lot of people. A lot of people are saying this is like the Georgetown, Colorado first round. Jamal Murray versus Greg Whittington.
Whoa! So let's not jump to conclusions here. Sure, Jamal Murray is playing like an MVP All-Star, but Greg Whittington could be good sometime. Maybe.
And we don't know. He's done
think
nothing to disprove it.
Have you taken into consideration Greg Whittington's winning smile? Is it enough for him to win this bracket?
Watching Greg Whittington warm up before games, it's a treat, to be honest. Best dancer on the team, Greg Whittington. It's not even close.
The best dancer?
Yeah, best dancer on
Holy
the team, Greg
shnikes.
Whittington. Based on what I've seen in pregame warmups.
Comments are calling for Greg.
Yo.
Comments are calling for Greg. I
There's
do think.
Okay, comments. We hear you. And the winner is Jamal
Yeah,
Murray.
we can't do it.
Do you
We
guys
can't do
remember
it.
Nick Young's just energy from a couple years
Yes.
ago? Greg Whittington has the same energy, I'm telling you. He's got Nick Young energy. The guy that's just going to liven up any team huddle or locker room or just any pregame warm-up. It's Greg Whittington.
There's no bigger gee whiz man in this land than me.
We know that,
And
yeah.
I'm going to go with Jamal.
Look, I got to be honest. The entire chat saying Greg. I know it's laced with irony, but I think we might have to put Greg
Do we have
through
to
you
put
guys.
We can't do it because this graphic's going to get out and then Jamal
Yeah, you're
Murray
right.
is
Yeah,
gonna,
we can't do
he's gonna
that. You
sue
can't do
us.
that. Jamal Murray's through, but we see you, chat. Greg Whittington Appreciation Hour. Gary Harris, Bull. One can't play because the coaches don't want
this
him
is actually
to.
way more difficult than I
And one
was
can't
thinking.
play because his body doesn't
One
want him
is
to.
Mister's Nuggets. The other is the Great White Whale.
This isn't really difficult, is it? We've got the longest tenured Nugget
Yeah.
on the team
against the longest Nugget.
against the longest human being there ever was.
Dude, who is it? Chad, help us out. Are we going Garris or Bull? We don't even know where to go with this.
We
I'm
probably got to go
Bull,
Gary.
No,
Bull,
we know
Bull,
where we're
Bull,
going
Bull,
with this.
Bull, Bull.
Yeah.
One Gary, none.
Chat is big pulling for Bull.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably
Listen,
Gary.
chat, your vote is a lot like the All-Star votes here. Like, we appreciate it, but
Dude, I don't know.
we don't care.
Oh, man. You're saying Gary? Just like that? It's Gary?
It's Gary. Longest tenured Nugget. This
right,
is easy.
fine.
We got to keep it moving. Will Barton versus Zeke Nnaji, number 2. How about we just make it really easy and send Will Barton through since Zeke already lost?
Yeah.
Or we could make it Greg Hartenstein. I think that's who it was supposed to be.
Isaiah Hartenstein. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so this is Will Barton or Isaiah Hartenstein.
That probably made this a lot easier.
Yeah, it's Will Barton.
Thrill?
Yeah, Thrill is through over Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't think we have to debate that one. Okay, this is actually the toughest one of the first
boy.
round.
This is... dude, I'm not ready for this one mentally.
Everybody's friend, JaMychal Green versus international inspiration, Facundo Campazzo.
Yo. J-Mike versus Facu?
Dude, watching Facu Campazzo, it gives you hope for the world again. It makes you feel good about the world watching Facu Campazzo
That's such a
play
good take.
basketball.
You know what's
It's a Bill
interesting?
Walton
So
take.
this is
I'm with
kind
it.
of like this matchup is early season versus current season. early season, J. Mike stole our hearts. He made all those threes.
This is true.
Facu is, by some, was being questioned as to whether or not he was an NBA player. But now, Facu's stolen all of our hearts.
Yeah, he really
Fox
has.
is good for that steal alone.
Yeah, I mean, he won that last game for the Nuggets.
The Rayito? The Tiny King?
The Tiny King.
Oh, man, the chat is split pretty. There's a lot of Facu's coming. I think it's got to be Facu.
Oh, my
Winning
God.
hearts over left and right here.
Dude, upset.
Plus, it's a
Facu.
good international hour for the pregame show, and we
Holy
can't
smokes.
we can't
Yo,
disappoint
this
our
is
brethren.
all right. Now we're down to it here. All right. Nikola Jokic versus MPJ.
Here we go, the nitty gritty. This is a tough draw for MPJ.
This is tough.
He would win a lot of these, I think.
Can I
but-
tell you the way I'm looking at this?
Yeah, please.
We have an absolute phenom, a potential all-star in the making versus my literal favorite human being on earth. So I don't know where to go with that. The MVP of the league, the best player the Nuggets have ever had, but I did buy Pumas because of MPJ.
Look, I think a lot of people will buy Pumas because of MPJ. I actually half mean that, but it's Jokic here. This one's easy, right? Unless I'm
Okay,
missing
well,
something.
I think it's
Face of
easy.
the franchise MVP candidate.
What company would Nikola Jokic sign a shoe deal with?
Well, he's got his Nikes where he has his fake
he
logo.
does have a deal with Nike, but
All right, Paul Millsap, Monte Morris, you guys.
Dude, Nikola Jokic is the ultimate New Balance guy. That's a great call.
All right, guys, Paul Millsap, Monte Morris.
This is tough.
two guys who have so much Mr. Nugget
Dude,
energy.
Dad v. Tay.
Yeah.
Is Big Game up for it, or is Dad? Dude, I think we're going Tay on this one.
I think I'm leaning Monte Morris, you guys.
Let's go with Monte Morris.
Yeah,
man.
Paul Millsap's a great Nugget.
Another big upset, dude. The 4 seed upsets the 3 seed. That's not that.
Who
big
do
of
we
an
think
upset.
is gonna be outlast the other guy in terms of being on the Nuggets? Do we think Paul Millsap or Monte Morris will be on the Nuggets for longer?
Monte Morris.
Monte? But I hate this.
Probably Monte.
Why do we do this? I am so. This is like put me into a place I don't want to be.
All right, we got to keep it moving. Top right corner. Yeah, that's actually Jamal Murray versus Gary Harris. No, you're good, Kel. You're good. Look, there's a certain vibe, a certain theme to this segment, and that works.
Jamal did not lose.
Yeah, so Jamal versus Gary Harris, you guys.
Oh my
Look,
God,
3 years ago,
Jamal.
this is
versus
a real debate. I think.
Wow.
A real debate. Look, people, it's gone so south now, but people loved Gary Harris to such a remarkable extent. I mean,
There was no reason not to love him, man.
He was the guy.
He had everything.
Yeah.
The perfect offense.
Do we have to say this?
for Jokic ball? All NBA first, all defense worthy first team defense.
It hurts me that we're using all of these compliments in the past tense.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen the offense part for 2 years.
Holy smokes!
Plus 2.5 years.
Yo, this is core on core violence.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's got to be Jamal,
Gotta
right?
be
I mean,
Jamal.
Jamal's emerged.
Oh, my God.
He's a co-face of the team.
There's a future for the Nuggets that follows, the Utah Jazz of the 90s, the Spurs dynasty, where it's Jokic and Murray, Nikola and Jamal.
Does Gary's current haircut change this at all?
His current haircut has allowed me to fight on his behalf. I mean, it was early season Gary, like he'd be a 10 seed. He'd be a play-in. I wouldn't put him on the bracket.
There's a future with the Nuggets that, like Stockton, Malone, Parker, Duncan, Jamal, Nikola.
I don't.
Wow.
I'm uncomfortable with what this bracket is revealing to ourselves about our own feelings.
All right, well, it's Jamal through.
Oh my God, Thrill v. Facu?
Let's round out this Final Four. Thrill and Facu.
Oh my God.
I'm going to keep an
Thrill
eye on the
v.
chat for this
Facu.
one. Look, Thrill has been around far longer, but he is more of a scapegoat, I think, these days in the fans' eyes, some of the fans' eyes, whereas Facu right now is rapidly approaching a universal appreciation.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Holy
Harrison?
smokes.
My vote's for Thrill. That's probably wasn't hard to see coming. You guys might go against me. The chat might go against me.
Oh, you know
but
what, dude? I'm just realizing the second Zeke Naji was supposed to be PJ Dozier.
PJ Dozier,
It was
yeah.
supposed to be Will Barton versus PJ
Dozier, that makes sense.
Does Thrill still win that? Thrill
Yes.
PJ?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
cool.
still through. But
CNL
PJ
PJ,
over
right?
Isaiah in the playing game for sure, just to be clear.
Yeah. Thrill,
Facu
man,
v.
Thrill has never gotten his proper respect here in Denver. He probably never will. We've tried to give it to him. I've tried to give it to him,
Yo,
but
the chat's gonna straight up riot if we go with
Yo, this thing is rock.
I put down
Holy
I
smokes.
put my stake in the ground. I'm going thrill.
What do you think, Eric? What do you think?
Holy smokes! Look at this. I'm trying to not be swayed by the people, but I think it might start an international incident if we don't choose Facu. I don't know if I'm ready for a war with Argentina today.
Look, they outnumber us, but I'm a union guy. I'm a card-holding member of the Will Barton Union. You're
going against the Tiny King?
If I don't take this opportunity,
Brendan's revolted against his Tiny King.
Bad for your brand.
I love the Tiny King, but my first brand is a union card holder. So
Wow!
I think I got to go with Thrill.
It's already 2-1.
I got to go with Thrill.
I thankfully can remove myself from this.
Did you see me just whip those votes on the show just like that?
Unbelievable.
Guys, I'm afraid to do it. Are we putting Thrill through? Sorry, Argentina.
Oh my God!
Listen,
no.
give it another year. Give it another year with Facu in Denver. Who knows, man? But at this point, Thrill's earned it, I think.
Oh my God!
So there's our final
Lo
four.
siento, Argentina.
No surprise here, really, except for the seeding determines this. You could maybe see MPJ in there over Thrill if the bracket had worked out that way. But we've got a reasonable final four.
Vogt feels threatened by Facu, says Johnny.
I do feel threatened by Facu. Okay, we just got our first dislike of the show. We've been cruising. One Facu joke. Okay, Jamal versus Thrill. Jamal versus Thrill.
Jamal.
It's Jamal.
This. All right. Well, that was we got a lot of discussion that just
led up to a very easy final
so
four.
what would you say Jamal versus Facu?
Jamal.
Okay.
So now Jokic, look, Monte, great run. I think he deserves to make it to the final four.
Yeah, a storied run that people will be talking about
real
forever.
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Real Cinderella story.
And so
wait,
now
did we even
got
talk Jokic versus Monte?
we are up to 9 dislikes, and we've got a cancel vote hashtag in the show. And none of that's a joke.
Wait, we didn't even talk Jokic versus Monte. You just chalked him right through, Kale.
We got to get to the betting segment.
All right.
Okay,
fine.
Jokic versus Jokic versus Jamal. What do you guys think?
I might. So again, I just want to make sure that people understand the way that I'm thinking about this. Jamal, one of the most incredible performances I've ever seen in the bubble, has elevated his game to a place that many didn't think possible, has really solidified himself as the second leg of maybe the most dominant two-man game in the NBA.
Michael Malone said it himself.
Or my favorite human being on earth who's the best basketball player I've ever seen and I would do anything for. I'm going to go with Nikola Jokic.
I
It's
second
Jokic.
that.
It's Jokic. Hey.
Wow!
It was a good run, and it was worth it to do all of that just to get canceled by Argentina. All right,
16 down.
let's go quickly into the bets, guys. I am going to ask you for your favorites, but we should acknowledge those of you who have that Jokic for MVP bet. You may want to check that board. It's been updated. Nikola Jokic, now the odds-on favorite to win NBA MVP after the LeBron James injury. Massive news. Everyone's excited about that. But let's get into our bets because we're running out of time. Eric, do you have any stone-cold locks for me tonight?
I need to pull them up. I'll tell you what my stone cold lock is. You got to ride Jamal Murray until he bucks you off, and he is on the rise. His 3-pointers have been my lock for the last several, and it's hit with incredible ease. He shot 11 3-pointers the game before. I'm not sure how many. I think he shot like 8 or 9 this last. He made like 7. Jamal Murray 3-pointers are the go-to until he tells me not to. Let's look at the actual line of the game though. Do we have to have that up?
Yeah, the line of the game is Nuggets are a 6.5 point favorite. 6.5 points against New Orleans, who's kind of going into a little tailspin. I think they're 3-7 in their last 10 on a 2-game losing streak. Both of those losses came to the Blazers.
No Lonzo.
Yeah,
I like the Nuggets.
I like the Nuggets minus 6.5.
Traditionally, in my time covering the Nuggets, they've struggled against the Pelicans, but no Lonzo.
They also struggled to
Right.
sort of like take care of business in a convincing way. If I'm thinking back to a game you can reference that might have something to do with this, remember when we played the Bulls last game?
That's the thing. We're at that point in the season, though, where the Nuggets have this schedule right now where they're playing a lot of below 500 teams.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be pretty. Like, everybody's just annoyed right now at this point in the regular season. It's the dog days. Everybody hates the testing. It all sucks. But you just got to get a win. And, that's what Denver's been doing.
All right, so I actually got the player props up now. So 3-pointers, Jamal Murray, 2.5. These fools won't move the line. So collect your free money on that. That is free as free gets.
Barton at 1.5 again for threes.
Yeah, Will Barton. So
Yeah.
the
Ryan Blackburn in the house. by the way. What's up,
the
Ryan?
trends of betting right now are Will Barton is on the absolute rise. He's
Right.
hit his points, hit his 3-pointers every game for the last 3 or 4. Nikola Jokic has also points, rebounds, and assists for Nikola Jokic has also been something you can absolutely set your clock by. The 3-pointers for Michael Porter Jr. has been a little bit more volatile than I'd like it to be, but this could easily be another Michael Porter Jr. He just needs to hit 3 3-pointers.
Jamal Murray over 20.5 points. That seems like
dude,
an absolute lock. I don't know why
especially with Lonzo Ball out. Like, who's checking Jamal today?
Eric Bledsoe.
Who is a defensive stalwart in a way, but I did.
Eric Bledsoe, doesn't want to be there, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, I like that. I like Jamal. I like Thrill over on the threes, Jamal over on the threes.
Can I harness my inner dev?
Yeah.
I think you guys should put all of your money on Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson, points, rebounds, and assists.
You know what? Don't listen to him. He's not here. He can't poison this segment.
All right, we're out of time. We'll be back after the game, hopefully in a winner's lounge. Ryan Blackburn from Denver Stiffs will be joining us.
Hell yeah.
We'll talk about those bets. And I just want to remind all of you that I really do love Facu. I mean it. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Just a reminder as you're putting in your hateful comments and downvoting. I said Facu. Okay, I did that in the most cowardly fashion because those two had already cast their votes, so I could do it with complete cover. But just remember, guys, cancel vote. Harrison, he doesn't like Jokic. He doesn't like Facu. Who does he like?
All right, you guys are the best. We'll talk to you after the game. Go Nugs.